My name is Luke Boyle, and I'm going to try doing some stand-up comedy right now. There were some pretty cool acts on before me, so, and I got the idea. I guess you guys can snap or laugh. That's totally fine. That was really cool. Okay. So first off, do any of you guys own iPods, or a musical device that you can plug into your ears? Everybody's got iPods, right? Good, okay. We got some laughs, it's good, it'll be over soon. Okay, so everybody's got iPods, and they wear them everywhere. People are walking down the street, they're walking to class wearing them, they're wearing them in class, they're everywhere. And you don't pay attention when you're wearing iPods, you know? There's like dangerous people around you. You could have a vampire on your way to class, and you pass by him and never would know. Even if you were into that, like you read the Twilight books, and you wanted to see a vampire, you wouldn't see it. And I learned my lesson to not mess around with like music devices, because when you mess around with music devices, you don't pay attention, right? That's the theme of Home Alone 2. When you mess around with your Walkman in the airport, your parents leave you in New York. And that's not a concrete jungle where dreams are made of. It's a concrete jungle where ex-convicts break out of prison and try to get revenge on you, because you're a kid. And New York is only that way for Jay-Z. Knicks and Nets do not give me high fives. That's for sure. I don't like iPods. The worst part about them is that you can always hear someone's music because they play it so loud, you know? You're walking next to somebody and you can hear horrible, horrible songs that you don't want to hear and you don't want this person listening to. And I really wouldn't like it if people knew what music I listen to. Like, what if my whole lecture hall knew that I love gangster rap? My street cred would plummet. It would be horrible, devastating. The worst is when you can hear someone and their music in a situation that should be quiet, you know? Like, I'll be in a public bathroom, and in the stall next to me, I'll hear, "Soldier Boy up in there, oh, watch me creep that, watch me roll!" And I'd be like, "Whoa, Soldier Boy, not in the bathroom. You belong in a dance hall somewhere," a few months ago. Yeah. iPods. What else we got on iPods? Let's check this thing. iPods. I printed this off the internet. Just kidding. Yes, okay. And then whenever I use an iPod, I see an iPod as a means to get me like pumped up for something, right? Like you're listening to a guitar solo and you're lifting weights and you're getting buff and everything like that, right? Right? That's why people use iPods and listen to music. But I see so many people with these iPods in the dining hall. And I'm like, why are you getting psyched for dinner, you know? You're eating at your table and you're like, what? I have a biscuit left? Yeah! From the main course to dessert, tuck grease strips down my chin. I need another napkin. Oh, eat, 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 eat. Oh, eat, 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 eat. Smoked ham. Ah, eat, 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 eat. Wheeler dealer. Right? Oh, thank you. Okay, a third of the way through. Mark it down. I miss the Chappelle Show. There's nothing good on TV anymore. Lost is almost over. I have friends, so I don't watch Glee. Sorry, low blow. The other day, I really wanted to watch some reruns, so I'm thinking, okay, I'll turn on the History Channel, because that's what's on there, right? No Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on the History Channel. Just like documentaries, and then they have like these recent shows where they're trying to like, you know, be innovative and be like the rest of TV and show you something that you don't know about. One of these shows is called Axemen. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. It's like modern day lumberjacks. It's called Axemen, but I call it the least dangerous game, because it's really easy to kill a tree. All you have to do is saw through it and it's dead. Plus, they don't have like any self-defense mechanisms. You know, you're like cutting down a tree and then you get sap on your hands and you're like, oh, this is kind of annoying. I might have to use my technology, my human technology of towels. Not so hard. Or like you're walking by a pine tree and you get a pine needle in your sock and you're like, oh, and then you have to take off your sock and your shoe to get it out, and all your friends are looking at you really weird and you're like, oh, we're not gonna be hobbits today, I guess. But you're really embarrassed. But see, lumberjacks don't even have this problem anymore because they have found immunity to this. First off, they live in isolation, so they don't care about peer pressure, right? They could chop down trees barefooted all day and no one would give a hoot. Well, an owl might give a hoot because that's one of the things that sees them. Whoa, whoa, hey. Second of all, they don't really care if they get sap on their hands because they have as many paper towels as they want. They're the mascot for Burley, right? You remember that paper towel brand. And the more paper towels they use, the less trees there are. They win and they win. Plus nowadays they've got this like innovative technology to make their job that much easier. They've got like these horsepower engines that they crank up and these chainsaws that cut through a tree. They've got like 99 horsepower. Can you guys imagine how fast 99 horses could take down a tree? They can't use like axes because their necks don't swing that much. And I don't know if their teeth can grip them. But they can do that like back kick. And if you imagined like 99 horses going up a tree and just back kicking it, that thing would drop. Timber, right? So I always wonder, you know, like, are there some trees that are harder to kill than others? I think the easiest tree to kill would probably be the giving tree, because you just have to like mope around it for a while. You just have to be like, oh, jeez, man, oh, man, jeez, oh. And then after a while he's like, what's wrong, my boy? And you're like, oh, well, geez, all my friends have these plans for spring break, and they're gonna go to Cancun and have a lot of fun. Oh, well, that sounds like a good time. You can enjoy another culture. Yeah, well, the thing about that is my parents don't really want me to enjoy another culture, and they're not going to pay for a plane ticket, so I kind of need a boat. Say no more. Cut down my trunk, and then you may sail to Cancun. Awesome, thanks, brah. And you take out a saw, and then he's like, wait, did you have that saw the whole time? And you're like, probs. Cha. Right? It's not too hard to kill a tree. I mean, I'm not a hunter, but I do know a little bit about hunting. Apparently there's some rules so that it's not too cheap. Like, you can't bait an animal. Like, if you put some cereal down for a quail that you're trying to kill, it's illegal because the quail is cuckoo for the Cocoa Puffs, and you can't help it. You go eat them, and then you shoot them. That's just cheap, that's just cheap. I guess the equivalent of that for a tree would be seeding. I can imagine like a lumber mill late at night, all the lumberjacks are gathered around, like, you know, talking about their daily kills, and one guy comes in and he's like, oh, tough day in the forest. I killed like 50 trees today. I was mowing them down. And then the other guys are like, wait up, Clark. You didn't kill those trees fairly. Yeah, you cheated, man. What are you talking about? I got 50 trees that say otherwise. Clark, your great-grandfather seeded those trees. What? Why would you accuse me of that? That's preposterous. You didn't even know him. You didn't even know him. What are you talking about? Clark, your last name is Appleseed. Oh, snap! If your last name is Appleseed, you will never be accepted in the Lumberjack Society. It's just a shame. 2/3 done. Mark it down.